I wanted to make a video about securing your remote desktop in Windows to your ZeroTier, and that also could be a Tailscale if you're using that instead. Securing it to that IP address range, so it adds a layer of security. People in other networks, or if you attach to somebody else's network, they can't even try to talk to your computer for remote desktop. And the way we do it, and the idea came from actually in Tailscale's help documents. Let's go to Windows Remote Firewall, Advanced Firewall. Well, let's click here and we'll find it. Advanced Settings. We'll go to the inbound rules and let's go down to Remote Desktop. User mode, and there's TCP-in and TCP and UDP-in. You'll want to make the change to both of them. So let's go to this. First we're on TCP, user mode, remote desktop, scope. And for the remote address, we're going to add in the IP, the ZeroTier or Tailscale in that case. Tailscale has one range you can put in. It's on their website. I can make another video about that. The demo network I have set up here is actually for this test network is 192.168.194.0/24 network, and I haven't tested this first. 192.168.194.0.24. And you know, that's for a whole subnet. So that is my ZeroTier network. So any computer in my ZeroTier network could access it. You could put just a specific IP address in here also. And the reason I'm in this interface is I'm in my Proxmox server's interface because I'm bypassing the firewall right now. So, and I think I may need to let me do it on the UDP also. So remote user mode, UDP-in, scope, and let's put it as 192.168.194.0/24. Look, this particular computer is 192.168.194.167. By putting .0/24, I'm saying the entire network. Any computer with a that starts with 192.168.194, which is my, in this case, ZeroTier network. Only those addresses can connect. Okay. Now let me start remote desktop. This is over the local network. Now hopefully, if I don't have to restart or log in, this should lose connection. And I have lost connection on the local network. So say if I was in a coffee shop, I was at an office, I was somebody else's house, somebody else's network, and I'm trying to connect, and somebody's trying to hack me over the remote network, they won't even be able to talk to my remote desktop. But because I restricted it to my ZeroTier, now let me put in the ZeroTier network, 192.168.194.167. That is in my ZeroTier network, and I allowed that, so let's watch what happens here. It's going to let me right through. And you'll see I'm in. I'm in, so that rule did work. So this way we've secured our Windows Remote Desktop to our, and we've tied it only to our ZeroTier network. Now you could, say if you were using Tailscale, you could set the Tailscale IP address range also in here. So you would just go back to the you go back to the inbound rules, back to remote desktop, user mode TCP/in, and scope, and you could add another IP. You don't have to allow it to just one. To show you an example, you know how I cut myself off from my local network? Let me put it in. This should allow this rule I'm putting in. Don't do this yourself because this is just for me. This should allow my local house IP address schemes to go through now. And let's close this remote desktop, and let's see if I can attack it on the local network now, and there it went. So you could use, if you use ZeroTier and Tailscale, you could put both of them in here. You can add however many you need. Now if I would go back in here, and let's say if I deleted these, let me go back and I'm gonna go back into this interface on bypassing the firewall. Let me delete my home address from here. You see, this is my home internal network. Let me remove that. And scope, I'm removing my home. Now what you'll see is if I try to connect again over the home internal address, just like if you're at a coffee shop or somewhere else that you don't want people trying to hack you, I won't be able to connect because now the firewall won't allow it. But if I go back to my ZeroTier, it's going to allow me straight through. Now remember, this could be over the internet. So you could actually have a situation where your remote desktop is accessible from over the internet, but somebody sitting on the same local network as you, like in a coffee shop or an office, can't get to your computer. Just thought this was a really nice, I got the idea from Tailscale on their question and answers, but it applies to everything. So I thought this was a great example. Thank you.